I hope you're having a great day. I hope you had a great weekend. Well, today I want to talk about these super nuts, okay, from your heart health to your skin, your hair, your immune system, to even weight loss. Howard recently released an article talking about how these super nuts can help you with your heart health and even living longer. The nuts that I'm talking about today are the good old simple peanuts. Now, peanuts have existed in our country for the longest time, and they made some of the finest evening snacks, midday snacks for us. Of course, when we're talking about peanuts, we're talking about plain roasted peanuts, which do not have salt. Okay, the salted nuts, all these commercially prepared trail mixes and nuts have a lot of hydrogenated oils, salts, chemicals, preservatives, and all of that stuff. Now, it's so easy in our country to find peanuts everywhere. And you need to understand that these are superfoods that we're talking about. You know, it's got good fat. It is high fat, but the good fats, the fats that are meant for your heart, for your brain, for your skin, for your hormonal health. It is also high protein, and it is also rich in antioxidants. Well, about 100 grams of peanuts will give you about 25.8 grams of protein. But you don't have to have 100 at a time. You can have like maybe half a handful of peanuts. And why it's linked with weight loss is because it's rich in good fats and protein. You can have even half a handful of roasted peanuts without salt, and it'll keep you full for a long period of time, which means you don't end up mindlessly snacking. You don't end up eating more food than required. Now, when we break this down nutritionally, peanuts are great for your hair because it contains something called biotin. Biotin is fantastic for your hair. In fact, most people who have hair fall, alopecia, and all of these issues are deficient in either zinc, iron, B vitamins, especially biotin. So you can't go wrong with a handful of peanuts added to your daily diet. Now, we need to understand that peanuts can also cause allergies in people, especially children and adults. So if you have a peanut allergy, you know obviously you're not meant to have it. It's also rich in copper, it's rich in manganese and folic acid, folate. So this makes it a great food for women who are pregnant because biotin and folates are required for the growing fetus as well as for the mother's health. So you can't go wrong adding this to your plan. What I love about peanuts in the latest research is it is also rich in something called resveratrol. We know resveratrol to be found in red grapes, wine, and other foods. Resveratrol is my favorite when it comes to the prevention of cancer, the possible recovery of your immune system, and so many different things, including the reduction of inflammation, which we know today, inflammation is the root cause of most diseases. Think type 2 diabetes, think Alzheimer's, think Parkinson's, think cancer. All of these issues are inflammatory conditions caused by inflammation that the body cannot reduce on its own. So resveratrol plays a huge role in reducing inflammation, keeping the endothelial cells in your blood vessels healthy, so it is great for your heart as well. Now, you need to understand one thing about peanuts. They contain something called phytic acids. Now, these are anti-nutrients that can block the absorption of iron and zinc in your system. So now, if you have a deficiency of iron, if you have a deficiency of zinc in your system, you want to make sure that you don't have too many peanuts. Maybe a tablespoon a day should be good. Also, people with thyroid, if you have a thyroid problem and if you're not yet supplementing with zinc, and if you have low iron levels, you want to make sure that you have minimum amount of peanuts. Maybe you could do a tablespoon every alternate day. But coming to the overall benefits of peanuts, you know, in the evenings, most of us get hungry. And if we don't have food around us, we choose the most unhealthiest snacks. Now, most people do find a dip in their energy usually towards evening. That's because our metabolism is changing. Our sugar levels tend to dip. So you want to always be ready with a snack, or you end up having all that junk because you have cravings which you cannot basically fight with willpower. You know, things like peanuts, just having a handful of peanuts will basically satisfy your hunger in an instant, giving you your load of protein, your good fats. And this is great for diabetics as well because peanuts are extremely low carbohydrate. They're low carb and low GI. So this makes it a great snack for even diabetics because you want the right amount of fats for your hormones because insulin is a hormone as well. And you want the right amount of protein as well for you. So this is great for your kids. You can put them in your tiffin boxes. Now, wherever you're traveling, you can have a small steel container filled with peanuts, your dry fruits, and everything else. Now, peanut butter. Coming to peanut butter, it is a great food for you, for your children, for your parents, for everyone who doesn't have a peanut allergy. But just remember, if you're not making your own peanut butter at home, when you buy a jar of peanut butter, you want to look at the ingredients. The only ingredient that should be there is peanuts. Because when you make peanuts, basically the butter is formed with its own oil. A lot of people add sunflower oil, other oils, which is not needed at all. That is ultra processed peanut butter, and you want to make sure that there is none of that in. You should never find sugar in peanut butter, because plain peanut butter on its own will taste fabulous. So you want to be careful of commercially prepared junk food, and peanut butter, just because it's healthy for you, you want to flip it over and read the ingredients and find out what it has. It should have pure peanuts and nothing else. Maybe sometimes they add a little bit of rock salt for taste, and that is absolutely fine. So these are great snacks that you can add. These kind of foods in small quantities can boost your health, boost your immune system, your hair, your skin. No amount of shampoos, no amount of cream can do the magic of what nature's given us. And what nature's given us is what our cells require. And our cells use what they require to give us the energy for our immune system, our skin, our hair, and everything. Until next time, have a great day, everyone. Eat smart, move more, sleep right, and breathe deep, and start munching on those peanuts. Now remember, don't overdo it, because if 100 grams of peanuts will give you 25.8 grams of protein, which is fine, good fats, and it's about 567 calories, which is equivalent to almost one meal. So it's a great substitute if you want, not a substitute for your meal, as a snack, but don't overdo it. Don't mindlessly eat peanuts, because that can make you put on weight, and that can also make you overdo it on the amount of fats that you have. The second thing, if you're doing roasted peanuts with salt, they add salt because you'll eat more. Salt basically excites the neurotransmitters in your brain, making you eat more. If you're having nuts, do it plain roasted nuts. The salted nuts are not good for you. It's not good for your pressure. It's not good for your heart. And you will end up overeating those peanuts. Have a great day, everyone.